As mentioned, yes, we're located in British Columbia. We have some new results from our summer exploration program that we are sharing with the market. We had a news release out yesterday, and we're going to continue to have results out to the market as we receive them. So we'll have quite a lot of news flow going into the fall. Some cautionary notes about forward-looking statements I may be making. Please do your own due diligence. So as mentioned, we're located in British Columbia. Now, British Columbia really is a prolific jurisdiction for many reasons, not only because of the existence of high potential deposits and mines, but also because it's very attractive to majors. Now, there's quite a lot of existing deposits, as mentioned, lots of opportunities for partnerships. There's already a lot of big names here, especially in the Golden Triangle, and we're just to the east of that with our JD project. And so we're hoping to attract interest with a project that we feel can really stand up to some of these other major projects. Our other project is in central BC, the Buck project. We actually just finished a small exploration program there on the CR claims. That's a copper porphyry. However, our Buck main system is the bulk tonnage gold and silver system, and we'll have a resource estimate out shortly. Our technical team is very important and is important to mention here as well because we have that BC experience, that boots on ground experience. Our technical advisor and VP exploration have strong roots in the province. And we see quite a lot of value creation. So we do have these two projects, especially with JD. We're going to have rapid project advancement. We're going to have near-term catalysts and news flow going into the fall. And given where we're trading right now, we really feel that there's significant potential for an upwards re-rating. Going over our share structure, we're currently at 68 million shares outstanding. Our market cap is around 13 million. We raised $3.7 million this year, so we did two financings. The first financing was in April. That was 2.5 million, and then we topped that up in July with 1.2, and that second placement was oversubscribed. We had quite a lot of interest in the market during our April placement, and you can see quite a lot of volume in the stock chart. And the recent volume you're seeing is selling from that placement, going free trading. However, we are seeing quite a lot of buying. Investors are seeing the potential of this project, and so our share price has remained pretty constant around 18 cents, which is nice to see. So as mentioned, British Columbia really is a prolific jurisdiction. There's a lot going for it. There's significant deposits here. There's major companies. We have Newmont, BHP, major multinational companies are present here. In terms of the jurisdiction, it is low risk. It has a pretty standard and streamlined permitting process. First Nations engagement and consultation ensures that you have good relationships there. And just what this slide is really pointing out is you see the Golden Triangle on the west, and that's where you have some really big mines like Bruce Jack and Red Chris. The same kind of rocks are located in the Toodoggone region, and so that's where our JD project is to the east. It's the same geological environment, it's the same geochemical environment, leading many people to refer to this as the Golden Horseshoe. But at the end of the day, I really want this slide to point out is that this has the potential to attract the major companies. There's a lot of interest in the region. So focusing in on the Toodoggone, as mentioned, very similar to the Golden Triangle. However, the topography is a lot less extreme. It's more moderate and undulating, and so it's easier and more cost-effective to explore here. We hold a pretty significant position, so 15,000 hectares. You see the JD project outlined there, kind of to the north of that map. We're on the northern edge of the Kemess copper gold belt. So the Kemess mine, an open pit mine, was in operation until 2011. Most of the infrastructure is still in place, so the mill, the hydroelectric grid. There's also an all-service access road, which transects the area and provides access to a lot of the projects. There's an airstrip, which can take planes from Terrace, Smithers, Prince George. It's about, if you want to drive there from Prince George, is about 8 hours. However, the flight via Sturdy Airstrip is only about an hour and a half from Prince George or Smithers. So the region has seen quite a lot of recent activity and development. Previously, this region was a lot more remote than it is now. And so with all this active development, it's really opened it up for exploration access. So to really hit this home, I wanted to outline the potential of this area. The potential is pretty significant with the project that we have for many reasons. I just mentioned the district. So it is the renewal of a historic exploration camp. We have the infrastructure, but this area really has a large potential for M&A activity, consolidations, partnerships, strategic investments. Centerra is already involved with Kemess. And so they have, their mine is on care and maintenance, and they have additional development projects. Freeport is involved with AMARC on their copper property. And then Thesis, that's also, they merged with Benchmark last year. So that was some M&A activity. They recently put out a combined mineral resource estimate of close to 5 million ounces. So that's measured, indicated, and inferred. And they recently put out a positive PEA. So they're rapidly pushing forward and advancing their projects. And we happen to be situated in a really attractive belt. You can see the red stars there. Those are the copper porphyry deposits, copper gold. And we are more in the epithermal environment, so precious metals, gold and silver. However, there is also copper porphyry potential, which we are finding at this in the north end of the belt. In terms of grades, we are seeing significant grades. So a lot of the historic drilling, we have narrow vein-hosted gold mineralization, silver mineralization. And what we're finding in our recent drilling is that we've proven up the presence of more of a bulk tonnage style, continuous disseminated mineralization from surface. And so it definitely has a size and scale. And though that was previously overlooked by previous explorers. In terms of size and scale, we do have that continuous mineralization. We have a lot of targets which have been under-tested. So a lot of anomalism present in the area, and it really hasn't been followed up on. We are compiling a lot of the historic data, a lot of which hasn't been digitized yet. And so a lot of these targets are showing up, and we can prioritize them in future years' exploration. So there's quite a lot of blue sky and discovery potential here. And then I mentioned the team. So we do have strong jurisdictional advantage. Our technical advisor, Christopher Leslie, actually worked on the JD project with a different operator in the 2010s. And so he's seen the rocks. He's been able to build us a pretty strategic exploration program, really targeting on advancing this project as quickly as possible. This really helped us in actually optioning the project. He brought us the project to our attention. We were focused on our Buck project in central BC. And when it came up for option, we were one of many groups that actually bid on this project. It was a competitive bidding process. And in the end, we were able to do the deal mostly because of Chris's boots on ground experience and relationship to the vendors. They really wanted to see this project developed. They were less inclined to have this added to someone's project portfolio. They really wanted to see this project developed in advance because they saw the potential as well. So as mentioned, there's multiple targets on this area or on this property. It's 15,000 hectares. We're focusing on the Finn to Creek corridor, we're calling it. So that's about 4.5 kilometers along trend. A lot of drilling has been done here. However, there's still quite a lot of exploration upside. The Finn zone is where most of the historic drilling has been done, and that's where we see some of this high-grade gold, 35 meters at 7.3 gram per ton gold, 22 meters at 12.5. And these host narrow vein-hosted gold veins, so a meter at 215 gram per ton gold. This system is still open along strike and at depth, and so there's still quite a lot of potential, and we'll likely be focusing here in subsequent years. The Creek Zone is where we spent most of our time for drilling this current program, which ended in August. We still see high-grade golds and silver mineralization. We also intersected some interesting base metals. So the news release that we had out yesterday, that was the first batch of results. So the first 3 holes from our 12-hole program for 2,500 meters. We have those longer intercepts of more of this bulk tonnage or disseminated type mineralization. So 61 meters at over 1 gram per ton gold. And then, of course, we have smaller, more vein-hosted mineralization, so 0.5 meter at 24.3 gram per ton gold. So we're really excited with these results. They're confirming a lot of the historic exploration, a lot of the historic drilling that previous operators have done. However, the previous holes were selectively sampled. And so this is important because they were only sampling visible mineralization. They didn't care too much about the continuous mineralization from surface. And through continuous sampling, we're able to prove that there really is a bulk tonnage story here on lower grade. And this is right from surface as well. If we zoom out a bit more, you can see more of the size and scale potential just specifically within this Fin to Creek corridor. Creek you see on the left of the map, and there's Fin on the right. And that whole area is about a 4.5 kilometer trend. There's multiple targets that have already been defined through historic geochemistry as well as geophysics. So if you look at that map, this is a geochemical map. The pink and red are anomalous gold. And so you can see there's quite a lot of soil anomalies, quite a lot of anomalism in the area. We're getting soil samples up to 10 and 12 gram per ton gold, which is very extraordinary to see in the surface environment. Rock samples as well have been taken throughout the area, grades up to 326 gram per ton gold. In terms of silver, 1,500, 6,100 gram per ton silver, and this is out of grab samples. Now, these geochemical anomalies are also tied into the geophysical anomalies. So we did an IP survey. You see on the pink line there, we're getting those results analyzed. And then as well, there's historical geophysics. And so when you get to layer these anomalies on top of each other, that's when you really are able to define some drill targets. And the main point of this slide is that there's huge upside here. There is significant size and scale potential, and that's what we're working towards. That's what we planned for this current exploration program that we finished, and that's what we're going to be planning in the future for additional exploration programs. In terms of directors and management, we have Brian Locke as our executive chairman. He took over from chairman from Tookie Angus. And so he was co-founder of Sun Summit, and as well, Bob Willis was co-founder and previous CEO of the company. He's still on as senior advisor. Ken McDonald is our VP Exploration, and of course, Christopher Leslie, our technical advisor. He first joined the company when we were focused on the Buck project, which is a Blackwater lookalike. He actually was part of the discovery team of the Blackwater Gold project when he was with Ridgefield Ventures. And so that's how we first became involved with Chris. And then he brought the JD project to us as a potential option property, given his experience there with the previous operator. So Chris has really been instrumental in guiding our exploration strategy. So a bit of a recap, we do have a diversified project portfolio. The region in British Columbia, it's really a well-known jurisdiction for these high-value deposits. It's seen as an attractive place to be for majors, which is very important in terms of partnerships or consolidation. Our team does have quite a lot of exploration experience in the province. And we feel that we do have a current valuation that's quite compelling. I think a lot of companies can say the same thing. In terms of near-term catalysts, we released our first drill holes, the results yesterday. So we're going to have a lot more assays coming soon, and into the fall, October, November, we'll be releasing those results to the market. We're working to interpret and model a lot of the data that we did in the field in terms of mapping and sampling in the geophysics, and to work on our exploration program for next year. and that's going to help with our ongoing target generation. In terms of the Buck project, we just finished a small exploration program at CR, and that will help prep us for drilling there. So we think that this is a really good time for the company, a lot of exciting updates yet to come. And so thank you for your time.